So here's the next story. And we're talking about Amazon and Starbucks and how they're trying to crush the unions, of course. All right. And, of course, what we're going to talk about. Oh, I got to share my screen with you. Yes. Let's share video with this dude over here. Oh, good. It's blocked out by your name thing. So you should be able to see me now. Full screen, right? Yep. Okay, badass. All right. So Starbucks illegally fires a worker in Queens, right?
Yeah.
This is our friends over at Left Voice. Okay. Starbucks fired a union organizer at 31st Street in Ditmars. All right. They continue to work to union bust. What the heck happened? So these are the guys over there and the crew. Appreciate them. They're working hard to unionize. And now so workers, of course, fighting have won. Oh, and by the way, this is I believe it was Sharon Zhang over at Left Voice this is Mike Pappas and Luigi Morris. So workers fighting to unionize Starbucks now won union elections over 150 locations. This is the way. Okay, filing over 250 stores, 35 states. As the unionization effort grows, of course, we know management is continually targeting activists, okay, leading to a slew of retaliatory firings. And this is going on all over. They fired over 20 union leaders around the U.S. over the past several months. We know about the Memphis 7, of course. They're pretty famous. We've been talking about this for a while. Our friend Shadowband, I know, has got a bunch to say about this. But here's what happened. It's kind of weird. Okay, it was 7-4. It was a little tight, but they did win unionization back about a month ago. After the win, Starbucks illegally fired one of the key organizers, Austin Locke. He worked at this location for 6 years prior to his firing on July 5th. He was publicly active in helping to unionize his store, okay, and is a member of the RWU. In retaliation, he was targeted by Starbucks management and fired. So, of course, on July 8th, 3 days later, they had the Ditmars Boulevard. They have their own specific Starbucks Workers Union, Starbucks Workers United Twitter handle. Okay, and then you've got Left Voice, which published a joint statement from the RWU, the DSA, and Starbucks Workers United. All right, saying that he's been publicly active for 6 years. Again, repeating pretty much this. As is the case with other union organizers, Austin's been rewarded for his organizing activity with continuous harassment by management. Okay, on June 6th, what happened? He came down with flu-like symptoms and called out sick as a precaution to protect his coworkers. Tested negative for COVID, returned for work on June 8th. Management sent him onto the floor to complete a COVID symptom check-in where none of the iPads used for the check-in were functional. That day, a shift supervisor at Starbucks put his hands on Austin to stop him from walking into a room. And of course, he immediately reported this to HR, the district manager, Christina. After the report was submitted, he was verbally attacked and sent home. Of course, for submitting a report and reporting somebody for touching him, the managers have repeatedly refused to release video footage of the incident. So clearly, he wants people to see this. They don't want people to see this. Why? On June 30th, they won their union election. Scarcely 5 days later, he was fired. Okay, the DM called 911, kicked out all customers, and had the police escort him out of the store in front of his coworkers. She's organized for better pay and conditions, or you'll pay a steep price. Okay, so in their notice of separation, DM Friedman and store manager Nicole Gilbert justified the illegal action by charging Austin with making a false claim of workplace violence, concluding that no contact was made by the shift supervisor. Well, where's the videotape? Prove it. They're demanding that Austin be reinstated with back pay and compensation. Okay, so his struggle is every worker's struggle, everywhere and always. We support the working class against anti-union attacks. Thank you. Yep, we agree. And there's a GoFundMe. Again, we're going to have the links in the chat and in the description afterwards. But we stand in solidarity with the workers. Clearly, this is another case of Starbucks harassing, union busting. Okay, and we've got a couple of more. So on top of that, we got from Maxwell Parrott in these Times. All right. Oh wow, I didn't crop the headline. Oh, look at that. That's weird. So, this is where Starbucks is shuttering stores in retaliation for the ones that are unionizing. So they're targeting the stores that are unionizing. and they're shuttering them. So again, they announced a plan to shutter 16 stores, part of a strategy for addressing store safety. All right, so now they're being alleged that they said they would close 6 stores in Seattle and LA, 2 in Portland, as well as the locations in other locations in DC and Philly. Okay, and on Wednesday, workers from Seattle, the union that's been organizing across the country, filed an unfair labor practice charge, arguing that the closures amount to retaliation and illegal coercion against illegal union activity. On top of the fact that, again, I think they're going to get to it here, that they're now offering different tiers of compensation for a union shop and a non-union shop. Right. So, of the 16 stores, 2 locations in Seattle successfully unionized. 1 in Portland is set for a union vote in August. Well, now, hard to unionize when the store's closed. All right, so they threatened to close at least 16 stores in order to discourage union activity, retaliate against workers engaged. Okay, now, are these people going to be able to find work at other Starbucks locations? What do you think?
Probably not.
Yeah. So, charge seeks injunctive relief for the workers at the closed stores, which would fast track a court order while the case is being litigated. All right, before the NLRB, which could take months. It's not the first time they've charged that the company has shut down stores as a way to suppress organizing, and they're going to talk about Buffalo. All right, so in Buffalo back in May, and I think that was the very first store. All right, now they alleged that there was over 200 labor violations there. Okay, federal court is holding a hearing on whether to issue injunctive relief based on that complaint. Now, again, I don't know why it has this one, but this says 2 letters. So workers at Starbucks in Ithaca filed a similar charge after the location was closed down in May and in the beginning of June, which is just 2 months after they voted to unionize. So again, what you're seeing is it's like whack-a-mole. They vote to unionize, boom, their store gets closed. They vote to unionize, boom, their store gets closed. And then they'll close 1 or 2 here or there just to kind of make it interesting and keep it even. But what I'm finding here, again, is in 2 letters that Starbucks executives sent to employees Monday, management wrote that changes, including store closures, are part of a campaign to modernize in order to reflect the state of the world. Right. Okay.
Sure.
Well, the state of the Howard Schultz world, because there's the 2 letters. So part of that effort, the letter said, includes addressing incidents that involve mental health crises, drug use, and racism that workers encounter on the job. Okay, so these 2 senior VPs of operations wrote that remedies for such incidents can include modifying hours, closing a restaurant, or even closing a store. Closing a restroom. Really? Why is that? Okay, in a statement, they said that we're empowering local leaders who've emphasized repeatedly they care deeply about care. This is such frickin' woke-splaining. Creating a safe and welcoming environment in the community. Oh, God. Okay, choke me. The company's renewing its commitment to safety, kindness, and welcome. Of course they are. Yes, who's going to say no to any of that stuff? Except that the top-down campaign comes in the heels of newly formed unions' efforts to fight for increased safety measures, both through strikes and at the bargaining table. And the reason why I have these red things is because there's actually linked in the article, and it came out funny when I screen capped it for some reason in Opera.
Weird.
But here you've got the Starbucks Workers United legal counsel telling in these times that recently in Seattle, Starbucks partners at 7 stores went on strike partially in protest. Then Starbucks announced it was closing 8 stores in the PNW. If Starbucks truly cared about its partner safety, it would bargain about ways to ensure their protection, not displace workers by closing stores.
Yep.
Oh, there it is again. Jose Serrano, organizer and barista who works at the store that is not slated for closure, said that safety concerns raised by corporate leadership are a reason why the stores are organizing. A lot of Starbucks stores do have high incidence. Workers say that public restrooms, a welcoming lobby, and free water at Starbucks stores sometimes do bring in houseless people or those experiencing mental health crises, which can lead at times to altercations. As a result, some of the unionized stores have begun to demand an increased security guard presence. Okay. It's what a lot of stores are wanting to do by unionizing. So if we're able to have a fair shot at bargaining with the company over our safety concerns, we would need to close the store because we'd have more security to these stores. They wouldn't have to close the bathrooms. So here's another barista, Kat Lloreta, at the unionized East Olive Way store in Seattle. Heard that her store was closed. First heard it through the Discord server. Then read about it in the meeting, and then she found out during a Zoom call. Isn't that nice? Finding out through Discord that you're getting that your stores are being closed.
Yeah, how great is that?
She's surprised to hear it because she thought of it as one of the quieter ones in the city, not facing as many security concerns. Yeah, but it also probably didn't do very well financially. But company provided security guards there.
Yeah.
Interesting. But when they asked upper management why they're being singled out, they responded by claiming the decision took into consideration the number and severity of incidents, but didn't cite specifics. Interesting. Okay, according to them, managers also said that since the store's unionized, decisions about the workers' union hours, pay rates, and whether they'll be transferred to other locations is subject to bargaining and not guaranteed. Tell me again how this is about the workers.
It's not.
Tell me again how this is about safety.
It's not.
Yep. Star busting. Yeah, star busting. That's right. Star union busting. A Starbucks spokesperson responded to Ureta's account of the meeting by referring to the letter executive sent on Monday. Yeah, thanks. Punt and yeah. Thank you. All right. That response fits a pattern of new initiatives that Starbucks has rolled out in the wake of the organizing wave, which includes benefits that the company says it cannot guarantee for its unionized workforce. What? Come on. Where's the what? Though? Where's my Jimmy shot?
What the?
Thank you.
Fuck.
Come on, man.
That one?
Yeah, that one. Thank you.
I was waiting for it.
All right. In May, the coffee chain announced wage increases, but said that it was prevented from assuring raises in stores that were in the process of unionizing. Why?
What?
Yeah.
The effing F?
Yeah. Okay.
Are you kidding me?
Last month, they also
You never remember.
No.
You never remember the "Are you kidding me"?
Are you kidding me?
That's the funny bit.
Nope.
Like, you always step on that every time.
Yep, because it should be broken up and put in separately. But anyway.
Yes.
Last month, Starbucks also hedged on offering abortion access benefits, of course, including out-of-state travel expenses to workers in unionized stores, citing contract negotiations. So, of course, now we're going to force you to have your babies. And again, I know that's a controversial issue, whether corporations should be paying for people to go out of state to potentially have abortion. I don't, by the way, drink Starbucks or shop at Starbucks or do anything having to do with Starbucks. We are a Dunkin' Donuts family, personally. I don't know how much better they are, but they're certainly...
Fucking Dunkin'.
Fucking Dunkin'. But they're certainly not any worse than what these clowns are doing, because they have been union busting and really stepping in it. Okay? They demanded these benefits be extended. The union is demanding that these benefits be extended to all employees, including those at unionized stores. All right? They're permitted by law to offer these benefits to workers at unionized stores. Okay? Our bargaining committees will demand that these modest improvements be given immediately to all partners. I mean... Okay, they've been trying to sit down at the bargaining table with management since they voted for the union in June, but have yet to hear anything back. And this is the other thing that we've been hearing is corporate does not even want to acknowledge the union's existence. The minute they have to, they have to start sitting down and negotiating with them. Yeah, definitely Anthony Duncan greater than Starbucks all day freaking long. All right, now, woo. Let's say hi to chat because we jumped right into it with Robbie. Hey everybody. Welcome to How Did We Miss That? We got 24 people live. What's up, dude? Okay, you're good? You're going to be back? Reef's taking a break? I don't know what's going on. Okay.
I'm looking for my weed.
Oh, Reef needs to find his weed. Okay, we got Human Love. What's up, everybody? Eric T. Red. Gene. How are you? Yipper. Eric. Yep. Oz is here. Hi, Oz. Krona Ursa. Welcome. Seriously, for the community not yet helping the most vulnerable members. What? I don't know what we're talking about there, but yeah, through Starbucks. If they don't have a union, we definitely don't want to Hook them up. Oh, there's Big Mad Crab. What's up, dude? Big Mad Crab, by the way, is our graphic designer and our creative designer for a creative director over at INN. Les Bones, dude, you're killing it over on Facebook and Instagram. All of a sudden, I'm seeing some things pop up for INN. Really appreciate seeing that. Reef is still trying to find his way. He even had to turn the lights on. Look at that. Now you get to really see the room. All right, so I do have another story here, and it's an Amazon union busting story. And this is about the warehouse that our friend Chris Smalls unionized earlier this year. I think Rafe is still chilling, trying to find shit. That's funny. Yep, he took off scans. You here? All right. In a year, Amazon disciplined workers 13,000 times at the now unionized warehouse in 1 year. All right. Yeah, weeds with the cat. Cat. Mr. Jordy LaForge. You got unplugged, dude. We don't hear you, or you're muted. You're muted. You're not. Ah.
There we go.
Thank you.
How about that?
Now you're back. Hey. Okay.
What's up?
In 1 year, Amazon disciplined workers 13,000 times at demand proof of life from whom? Eric T. Red. Proof of life from whom? Okay, that's the second time I heard that. All right. Robbie received. Prove me wrong. Proof of life. Okay. Anyway, over the course of 1 year, ending at the beginning of the pandemic. So Chris Smalls was still working there. This is before pandemic. Thousands of disciplinary notes against workers for what seems inconsequential mistakes. Again, this is what they were talking about. The disciplines which were issued over things like meeting 94% of the company's punishing productivity quotas instead of 100%. So just how closely Amazon monitors and tracks its workers' movements. Well, we know about that because of Amazon piss jugs, literally. Again, this is our friend Sharon Zhang, Truth Out, wrote this up. She's been following and tracking Amazon and Starbucks warehouse with Starbucks unionization efforts. Right. Reef without weed is like a fish without water. That's right. You definitely do look a little lost, my brother.
I agree.
Other reasons they discipline workers according to court documents, okay? Seemingly trivial. One, for being off task for 6 minutes during an overnight shift in Jersey.
Oh, 6 minutes in Jersey?
Right, another worker for exceeding their break time by 4 minutes despite their supposed 5-minute grace period for breaks. Meanwhile, in New York City, another worker was issued a violation of notice for erring 4 times in 1 week in 2019 while picking items for order fulfillment, despite the fact that the same worker picked over 15,800 products correctly during that time. Or
what the fuck?
Yeah, that's right, Jimmy. Okay. This is why Chris went on strike on top of the safety stuff, but it was much more than that. That's why these guys are unionizing. Company claims the majority of the supposed feedback relates to attendance, like when an employee takes a break that exceeds limits. It says that productivity goals are fair, though labor advocates have said that their quotas often lead to injury or even death, playing a role in companies' warehouses being one of the most dangerous places in the industry to work. And I think that what they're talking about is the one when we covered that the warehouse in Kentucky that had the tornado go through it, and the Amazon they didn't want to let their workers go, right? And like 6 people died.
Like what?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I remember this, and it still gets like, why were they not at home?
Right?
Like, or somewhere safe.
So again, Reuters reports that in the year ending in April 2020, right as Chris Smalls is being fired for making noise about safety precautions in the warehouse, company issued 13,000 disciplines in JFK 8. 2.5 disciplines for every one of the roughly 5,300 workers employed at the then at the warehouse, which voted earlier this year to unionize with ALU. All right. These supposed violations, right? Go ahead.
hanging out with fucking the Flotus. You doing shows with Flotus now?
Oh.
That's not like an underground rap group, bro.
And Randy Weingarten from the AFT. What's going on there yesterday? So yeah, there was some kind of thing where he was talking about, and again, it was a big labor
We'll bring that
thing.
up on INN News soon.
Yep. So these supposed violations were documented in internal company records that were released as part of an NLRB legal action against Amazon, which includes the board's complaint over former JFK 8 employee Gerald Bryson's termination in 2020. At one point, he supposedly made 22 errors while counting thousands of products and was disciplined by a manager. 5 more infractions like this in a year and he'd be fired, they said. What the effing F?